Hey guys, here's an article from somebody that I know, Michael Ruiz with Fox News, and this is related to the Idaho murders. Wazoo responds to the report Bryan Kohberger was fired. If you guys recall, I have been talking about this for 2 days related to Ashleigh Banfield. Unlike my friend Jonathan Lee Riches, I do not care for her. I do not like her. I don't like her for a variety of reasons. This would be one of those reasons. You know, she ran with a story she got off of TikTok with no corroboration, stating that it was, from a source close to the school or yada, yada, yada. And it was a TikTok video with no corroboration or basis. Well, here's a response from Wazoo. It says, Idaho student murders suspect Bryan Kohberger is no longer enrolled at or employed by Washington State University, where he was studying for a PhD in criminology, as he sits in an Idaho jail cell facing murder charges in the stabbing death of 4 undergrads. Mr. Kohberger does not currently have a teaching assistantship, and he is not currently enrolled in Wazoo, says Phil Wheeler, the school vice president of marketing and communications. But he used to. Before police alleged he ambushed a group of students at a house in Mascow, Idaho, just a few miles away from the Wazoo campus, Mr. Kohberger received an appointment as a teacher's assistant at Wazoo during the fall 2022 semester. Wheeler explained it's typical for students to receive teaching assistantships or similar appointments as part of their PhD program. Kohberger previously had had a graduate student office in the Wilson Short Hall building, and as a part of his studies was working as a teacher assistant. In response to a report of a letter stating Kohberger was fired after the meeting on December 19th,
we now have sources with direct knowledge of the termination letter that was sent to Bryan Kohberger. Mr. Kohberger, I am writing this letter to formally inform you of the termination of your teaching assistantship with the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology effective December 31st, 2022. In keeping with the WSU Graduate Student Handbook, chapters 9G2, remember that, and 12E3, remember that, below is the list of events that led to you being deficient on the following contingency clause of your funding. Quote, maintaining satisfactory progress in fulfilling assistantship service requirements and duties. On September 23rd, 2022, you had an altercation with the faculty you support as a TA, Professor Snyder. I met with you on October 3rd to discuss norms of professional behavior. On October 21st, Professor Snyder emailed you about the ways in which you had failed to meet your expectations as a TA thus far in the semester. As a result, on November 2, Graduate Director Willits and I met with you to discuss an improvement plan, which you agreed to, and I shared with you in an email dated November 3rd. We met again December 7th, this time with a Professor Snyder, as well as Dr. Willits and I, to discuss your progress on the improvement plan. While not perfect, we agreed there was progress. On December 9th, there was another altercation with Professor Snyder, in which it became apparent that you had not made progress regarding professionalism, and about which I wrote to you on December 11th requesting a meeting. We met on December 19th, when I informed you of your termination as a TA for spring semester. So there's that. 2 chapters, 9G2 to start with. That is the protocol for termination mid-semester or before the end of a period stipulated in a current offer letter. And that other one, 12E3, covers graduate and professional student complaint and grievance procedures.
Wheeler declined to go into specifics about the timing, citing the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which protects students' records from public disclosure. Wazoo had not publicly released any information regarding Mr. Kohberger's experience as a teaching assistant, Wheeler said. Former students have said he seemed preoccupied after the slaying and became an easier grader. Following a quadruple homicide just 7 miles away near the University of Idaho, a crime that police allege Kohberger committed, he continued classes and finished out his semester at both a student and a TA. In mid-December, with investigators looking for evidence against him, he drove home to Pennsylvania. On the way, on December 5th, body cam video show officers stopped him twice in Indiana. According to court documents, Kohberger's white Hyundai Elantra was recorded on surveillance video in his hometown of Albrightsville, Pennsylvania on December 16th. 2 weeks later, a tactical team involving state police and the FBI arrested him at his parents' house there. Police had been seeking the same Elantra after they said they could place it at the King Road house in Mascow, Idaho, where the murders took place on November 13th. A review of the footage from multiple videos obtained from the King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of the suspect vehicle, one from 9:29 a.m. ending at 4:20 a.m. Moscow Police Corporal Brent Payne wrote in the probable cause affidavits, these sightings show suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leaves via Walenta Drive. On the 4th pass at 4:04 a.m., the car is seen making an awkward parking attempt and a 3-point turn in front of the house, according to the filing. Minutes later, a neighbor's security camera picked up sounds of struggle, barking, and voice whimpers and a loud thud. By 4:20, police say the video shows the car speeding away from the house. A surviving housemate told police she saw a masked man with bushy eyebrows making his way through the rear sliding door. She described him as 5 feet 10 inches or taller, athletically built but not muscular. Kohberger is being held without bail at the Latah County Jail on 4 counts of first-degree murder and a burglary charge. He's due back in court on June 26. So there you go, guys. That's the information that we have.